You like a retarded dinosaur.
And your anchor post sounding diabetic adjacent.
First off, I was just mocking Stevie's voice from Malcolm in the Middle.
No, you weren't. You lying ass.
Nah, I was.
You were walking and talking at the same time. That's all that was.
Okay, you're like... I was walking and talking adjacent. You're like 40% right. But no, seriously. Fuck you, Pete. And you're going to crinkle the bag back up and put it down.
You might as well just kill it.
Really?
I got a cramp. Or
you got a cramp? You got a blood clot?
Or a blood clot in my foot while I was eating those. That's why I stopped.
You're so fat. Just, wow. Oh, my God.
I swear to God, dude, my foot really hurts.
Your foot hurts?
Yeah.
Why does your foot hurt?
I just told you I either got a cramp or a blood clot.
Probably those nasty-ass Del Tacos you ate.
All right, hurry up.
That fake-ass cheese. But anyway.
Them carne asada, though. The carne asada and that burger.
He had bad
lemonade.
tacos today. He had bad Del Taco. Now he got gout. Now he's standing up.
And yo, nacho cheese Doritos are
from a liquor store. Yeah, they were fire. You ate them, didn't you?
Cheese?
You ate half the bag, didn't you?
Oh,
that's real
Lord.
cheese.
We're not having this discussion.
All right, hurry up,
we
man.
need to get to the
I'm trying to
next
get out of
segment.
here. Yeah.
Anyway, so Illinois got about 5 transfers. They got Michigan's backup quarterback Brandon Peters. They got 2 USC players, Oluwalu Betatuku. I think that's how you say his name. He's the 5-star defensive end out of Sarah. They got Trayvon Sidney. They almost got Matt Fink, the quarterback, but instead they're getting Josh Imadabebe. I probably said his name wrong, but it's an insanely long African last name. Wide receiver, incredibly explosive, but he was just injured and buried on the depth chart. So Illinois' leading receiver had like 400 yards receiving last year.
Okay, so what's the question?
Damn.
It was a take or a tangent, bro. What are you talking
Exactly. So what are you asking me? What do you want to take our attention on?
So with all the negativity with the transfer portal, do you think that Dino Babers, or not Syracuse, I'm tripping, that's Lovie Smith at Illinois, do you think Lovie Smith can save his season with a bunch of transfers, even though you don't watch college football, but you're a Lovie Smith fan?
I mean, I think this is what you were talking about in the Anchor episode, right? Do you want to be a 4-string running back on
who's a
Alabama
5-star recruit
or USC, or do you want to go to somewhere that's a mid-major and be a starter? And if you can do that, play with a guy who's had 2 stints in the NFL, got a ton of connections there, why wouldn't you want to do it? And you get to play in Illinois. I mean, it can't be that bad.
Would you want to put that on your body, though? Like, because especially with high school athletes, because we're going to have a high school series coming up. Look out for that. Would you want to be that 4 or 5-star recruit that goes to, let's say, a Boise State or like a Cal or somewhere like that's not a 5-star top-tier program?
It's like what we say all the time. What is your impact, right?
Because it's weird.
So
I'll allow that one.
So what good are you going to do? Unless you're really just going because you want to get a USC degree and you want to make those connections and build a business.
And those guys
outside.
are grad transfers. They did.
Like, we slander him a lot, but Jordan Campbell, that's essentially what he did.
You slander him a lot. You
But
hate Jordan James, too.
That's essentially what he did. Got his degree. Now he's doing investments, giving back to the community and
Didn't
stuff like that.
Didn't he go to Louisville? Didn't he transfer to Louisville?
I don't know, but it was after like 3 years of being like he was a 3-year bench warmer.
Yeah.
Every year, this is going to be the year he starts.
He transferred.
But like I said, so if your goal is really just to get a degree or be in a community or make some connections at a specific school, then go for it. If that's your dream, who am I to tell you no? But if your goal is to actually play, make a difference, get your name seen, maybe get some film for a professional, maybe, have some relations with women, then yeah, I would definitely go to a smaller school and be a starter.
They're going to have to explain that misogynistic, patriarchal.
What does that mean?
You can have sex with women at every college anywhere. So what's the difference between Alabama or like Illinois?
I'm talking about, that's not the question.
You said women, though. I was
question.
confused by your
that's
answer.
The question you're asking me is wrong. The question is, what's the difference between a backup and a starter? That's what you should be asking me.
No, but that's my thing is, you got Alabama with with 5-star running backs who are 4-string.
Don't be playing coy. Like, you know the difference between someone who gets PT and someone who doesn't.
That's a different one.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
One. I understand that part.
So don't
it's some backups who get tail though. It's some backups.
But they
like shout out to Papa from the shop.
Swag. They have swag.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're
like
the
backup QB is
they're the exception. They're not the rule. Yeah,
we have to have a conversation about that. This is
the exception.
That's actually a good one. We're gonna table that one, but
we'll table that for when Cerv's out sick.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna say nothing, but
I'm not worthy for that conversation.
No, you gotta bring in an athlete.
We just don't want to trigger you.
You gotta bring in an athlete that you know, a dude.
We triggered you last week.
And have him talk about college.
You triggered me
we
last
triggered
week.
you like 2 weeks ago too.
Atomic bomb trigger. It was bad.
Actually,
and it wasn't even me.
Politics. I triggered you this week too. Actually, we trigger you every week.
Yeah,
we trigger you every week.
Mostly you, not me though.
No, you said
some things. You said some
I said things that were funny but true. But but yeah, when I look at that, the whole dynamic is interesting. To kind of wrap up this tangent, like, would you rather be Donnell Pumphrey or who was his backup, Rashad Penny, or would you want to be a guy like Josh Jacobs, who was a backup most of his time and then finally got never a full-time starter, but he's at Alabama?
I personally would rather be the San Diego State guys. I'd rather make my name in the community and like be renowned. Like, those dudes are always going to be able to go back to San Diego State.
Break Marshall Faulk's rushing record.
They're always going to be able to go and get some beers at a local brewery there or whatever.
Especially in San Diego.
Go and do a little speaking event or whatever.
Love me some San Diego.
But yeah.
That's interesting.
Next up.
Would you rather be a Boise State legend or an Alabama backup?
It's the same thing, bro.
Kellen Moore
I'd rather
or
be a Boise State legend.
Yeah, I feel it.
All right, last one. Last Chance U comes out July 19th. You got to take your tangent on that.
I don't really care, but
you put it on the rundown.
I know, but like I know people are gonna care, but it's like I want to see a different I want to see that if I was directing it, it would just strictly be about JUCOs. It wouldn't be if you make it to the next level. I stopped
caring about Last Chance U halfway through the first season.
I know you did. Because you've never been a JUCO prospect, so you don't understand.
It's not true.
You didn't go the JUCO route.
That's not true. I got recruited for JUCO.
You didn't go to a JUCO though.
Yeah,
you went straight to CSUN.
I could have.
But you didn't.
I could have. I didn't want to.
I know you didn't.
It wasn't my path.
It wasn't your path.
My boys did though.
Yeah, and they can talk to it. They understand the JUCO life. It's a different experience. And it's all undergrad units. So once you transfer, it's big. Bottom line. Anyway, if I was doing a series on JUCO football, it'd be like, okay.
I was JUCO adjacent. Let's put it that way.
No, you weren't.
Bro, my team.
I knew you were going to say that.
At least from that RCC team that won the state championship, at least like 10 of those dudes were my teammates. 12 of those dudes were my teammates.
Riverside JUCO from this past year?
No, that was in like
2 years ago.
2013, something like that.
And Riverside won.
And when I was at CSUN, the house next to me was a full-on JUCO house with like 20 Florida dudes, full-on just living there, taking the bus like 8 miles to Pierce. I was like, bro, Pierce ain't even close.
It really isn't.
Why do you guys
on the orange line? Pierce isn't close, and no one wants to play at LA Valley.
Why do you guys live here, bro?
No one wants to play at Valley College.
Close.
It happens, bro. A lot of JUCO cats stay in motel rooms. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time.
Who's paying for it?
It doesn't count.
Let's talk about it.
It doesn't count as a JUCO. That's what I'm saying. I would rather do something like that than keep doing the last chin. You're like, oh, you're going to make it D1. Okay, whatever. It's nice if you do. What's about the cats who don't make it and do something else with their lives? I would switch up the whole thing for Last Chance U, but whatever.
All right, man, let's move to touchdown or turnover, and let's make it quick because we're running out of time. Can I get the drop, or you can just go on your phone?
There you go. Let me go down.
One day we'll get to it without me having
One day you just won't say anything, and I'll just play it while you're talking. And
that would be amazing.
but then you'll still shit on me for playing it while you're talking. And I'm like, it's the only way to properly intro you. I have to interrupt you to intro.
So Odell Beckham Jr. went on Instagram story and pretty much posted that he's getting off social until training camp July 1st. OBJ going off the grid. Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
I mean, it's a touchdown. He's probably just going to be chilling at Drake's house.
Doing whatever they do.
Going out the country. Hey, I ain't insinuating nothing. The thoughts and words, phrases, expressions, and innuendos of Pete D. Camry are his and his alone.
$3 a.m. in Caleb Blacklist. All right, next up, the New Orleans Saints.
Why are you standing up when you have diarrhea?
No, I wish. It's my freaking foot. My foot really hurts, bro.
You got diabetes in the
my
foot.
My foot really hurts.
Did you eat too many orange slices? Damn.
I don't know, bro, but it fucking hurts. All right, man. So the Saints said they're fully comfortable making Michael Thomas the top paid receiver. Is that a touchdown or a turnover? Michael Thomas being the top paid receiver in the league.
It's a touchdown. I mean, it's like the Saints have been trying to avoid this for years. They luckily got by with Colston. They couldn't avoid it with Cook, so they traded him. But now they have to admit, like, Michael Thomas is the backbone of their offense, their passing game. There's nothing else outside of Michael Thomas. Like, he's the foundation of it. So if you're not going to pay him, who else are you going to throw to? Ted Ginn Jr.? Traquan Smith is still pretty raw. You don't really have much of a tight end presence. So, yeah, they kind of have no choice but to pay him.
Next up this week, Michael Vick appeared on the Lefty Show for Bleacher Report. He was asked, out of all the people coming up, everybody says, okay, Baker Mayfield is the most exciting quarterback since Michael Vick. Lamar Jackson is the most exciting quarterback since Michael Vick. Kyler Murray is the most exciting quarterback since Michael Vick. Patrick Mahomes is the most exciting quarterback. So Lefty asked him, like, straight up from you, who do you think is the most like you? And his answer was Kyler Murray. So, touchdown or turnover, Kyler Murray being the closest thing we've seen to Michael Vick.
Kyler Murray is like the finished product. It's like Thor with two hammers. He's the embodiment of what, when people saw Michael Vick or Randall Cunningham, and then the spread offense came, Kyler Murray's the golden child of that. Stop hitting shit.
And that's pretty much what he said too. He was like, essentially, like, he plays in a different offense than I ever did. Like, I never played in that sort of offense, but he's getting the privilege of being able to play that same offense that he played in college in the league. Like, it's going to look exactly the same. They cited that Larry Fitzgerald even was like, yeah, he knows the offense better than anybody because he did do it in college. So, yeah, shout out to that. Next up, man, last one. Tyler Lockett, receiver, returner for the Seattle Seahawks, says he wants to keep returning kicks despite being essentially the team's number one receiver with Doug Baldwin gone, a bunch of other veterans gone. So, Lockett returning kicks and being the number one receiver, is that a touchdown or a turnover for the Seahawks?
It's probably going to be a touchdown. I mean, you can't put DK Metcalf back there.
I'm going to say it's a turnover because I still don't think he's the number one receiver. I think it needs to be DK.
I think it's more of a. I think that offense is just more by committee, and I think he has to be the special teams ace.
All right, man. Well, that's it. So let's get to the rants.
Who wants to go first?
Cerv, since you've been quiet.
You guys always do that to me.
All right,
ladies first.
Do you not want to go first?
I'll go first, I guess.
You got so much shit to talk about Toy Story.
You the one that's in here trying to knock on Toy Story 4 and Woody, Buzz Lightyear, they didn't do nothing to you, but you still hating on them.